All right, superstars, good evening tonight. Let me know you can hear me all right. Good evening to everyone on the call. If you can hear me, please go ahead and put on the chat box. Let me know where you're joining me from tonight. I'm right here in Asaba, the capital city of Delta State. Put it on the chat box. Let me know where you're joining the call from tonight. I have Port Harcourt in the house. I have Abuja. I have Atlanta. I have Abuja. Again, I have Lagos. Go ahead, go ahead. Celebrate your city. Put it on the chat box. Get excited about your city. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Put it on the chat box, everyone. Let me know where you're joining this call from tonight. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. Put your city on the chat box. All right, go ahead, celebrate your city, celebrate your city. Let me know what city, what country you're joining this call from tonight. One thing I can assure you is that this call tonight is going to be completely off the chain. You need a notebook, you need a pen. You need a notebook, you need a pen. Lagos in the house. Ensure you have a notebook, Redemption City in the house, RCCG. Region 37, you're welcome. You need a notebook, you need a pen. Atlanta in the house. So let's go on, celebrate your city. Superstars, what a privilege tonight. I do not count it as a right. I count it as a privilege. What an awesome Houston, Texas in the house. Austin from Agbo. What a privilege to have my coach and mentor. I'm going to tell you something about Dr. Dala. A few years ago, when I met him for the very first time, he was a man with a mission. In fact, I was surprised and I always wondered that myself and my wife were under his tutelage, and I always wondered why he was in such a hurry, because he seemed in a hurry. He would spend his own money. He would fly from Nebraska, where he lives with his family, come to Nigeria, and he would do meetings. He will take the training in Abuja. He will go to Port Harcourt. He will go to Abuja, Kaduna, Lagos. He was all over the place at the same time. He was in so much of a hurry that I was wondering why he was, like a man who was doing his best to empty himself. He wanted to be completely empty. I never understood why he was doing that until a few days ago. I think that was last week. When we were discussing about tonight, and I had a Zoom call with him, and he now told me why he was doing that. That was when I understood the reason why he was doing that. He explained to me on that call that the doctors had actually given him just a few years to live. So he wanted to empty himself to people. He wanted to make sure that he duplicated himself in lots of people. So in case he goes, there are people here, he would appear before God knowing that he fulfilled his mission. That now stuck with me, and that made sense for me while he was a man in a hurry to empty himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Dala Alfonso is an amazing, phenomenal gentleman. He doesn't have to be here tonight, but out of his busy schedule, that's why I say it's a privilege and not a right. He decided to hop on here and do us the honor of sharing with us some incredible insights that God has privileged him, to learn in his lifetime. He survived the plane crash. He survived cancer. So God has not just given him a second chance at life. He's giving him a third chance and a fourth chance. And that's why he's doing what he's doing today. Today, we're super privileged. We're super excited to have him in the house with us tonight. He's graciously accepted to be here with us and to share in his load of knowledge. He's mentored lots of people globally. I remember when he used to come frequently to Nigeria. He was leading what is called the National Transformation Network. He's focused on personal and national transformation. He wanted to make sure, to develop the individual, because he believed that the individual, equipped with the right knowledge, equipped with the right mindset, equipped with the right skill set, personal development can actually go ahead and transform the nation. So he focused on developing the individual who will, by extension, transform the nation. What a privilege, what an honor. Wealth Hub, continuing our series on wealth creation through wealth education. Let's make welcome everyone. Let me see that excitement. Put some dollar signs, put some fire emojis, put some 77s, 88877s, fire emojis. Let's go, Wealth Hub. Put 777s on the chat box. Put some dollar signs on the chat box. Put some fire emojis on the chat box. Let's welcome greatness in the house tonight. Let's welcome greatness. A servant leader with a heart of gold, a selfless servant leader who does not just talk the talk but walks the walk. I'm super excited, super excited that after this years of being under his tutelage and mentorship, I have the privilege for him to come on our platform tonight and be able to, share his wealth of knowledge and help us get direction, help some people get focused, and help some people begin to find their level, find their steps to now pursue what God has destined for them. He's a renowned person in the business world, doing phenomenally well in terms of training, helping people to build, helping people to develop capacity. I can go on and on and on talking about this phenomenal coach and mentor that I've known for many years now. But tonight is not about me. I need to make way and give way for greatness. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to an amazing mentor, a phenomenal coach, a leader by example and not just by motivation, a leader who walks the walks and doesn't just talk the talk. Super excited tonight to pass it over to my coach and mentor, Dr. Dala Alfonso. Thank you so much for this privilege, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. Once again, I count it as a privilege and not a right, and I'm super grateful and excited to get out of the way and make room for greatness. You can take it away, sir.
All right. Okay. That is the longest introduction I've ever received. But thank you. Thank you very much. Can everybody hear me clearly? If you can hear me, please indicate in the chat or come online, give me a wave, whatever it is. Let me know that you all can hear me. Can you hear me? Good.
So,
all right. Awesome. I see some yeses. All right. The first thing I want to say is I noticed that while Uriel, by the way, thank you so much for taking the time for the warm welcome and the introduction. So it's much appreciated. Now, while the introductions were going on, I noticed that everybody was telling where they came from. There was Lagos, there was Abuja, I saw Adamawa somewhere, I saw Atlanta, I saw different cities. I even saw Warri, I saw Bayelsa and all of that. But it was very interesting that two things stood out to me, and I saw Houston. I think I remember Houston or something like that. But two areas stood up to me that nobody mentioned. The first one was Redemption City. I don't even know where that is. Redemption City. What does that mean? Where's that? Maybe it's very popular. I'm behind the times, but the point I'm saying this, it's so critical for you to understand when you're working on a global platform. Always remember that what is local to you may not be local to somebody else. What is familiar to you may not be familiar to somebody else. So be cognizant of that. The other person that mentioned, this one is personal. I saw Okrika. Hey, Jesus. My town people made it to this meeting. So this is progress. By the way, so I am originally from River State. Thank you. Ogun State, you see? Ogun State, it's in Ogun State, and I see Calabar too. Good. So I'm originally from Okrika, I'm from River State, but I've lived here in the United States for close to about 30 years. And so, but again, grateful for the opportunity to be here. So we'll get straight into the meat of the matter because we do have some very important things that we want to talk about today. And I'm hoping that at the end of this conversation, we'll have some time, to answer some questions if that is part of your schedule. But what I wanted to do was to run through a few things. And then from the basis of that, we can have a conversation. So today, I will be talking to you about how to thrive in difficult times. How to thrive in difficult times. But it's such a broad topic that I want to focus on the root. I want to focus on the foundation. I want to focus on the part of that context that is most important, because if you get what I'm about to share with you right, the other pieces of it become easier. So we are focused more around building the foundation for what you need to thrive in difficult times. Now, I don't know where you are in your journey. I don't know where you are in your walk, in your pursuit of purpose, in living out your aspirations, your dreams, or whatever that is. But the fact that you are on this call tells me that you have a longing, you have a hunger, you have a desire, you have something that you're aspiring towards, that you may have experienced some outcomes, some victories, some successes, but you're looking for what is next. And what is next oftentimes requires specific actions, specific steps, specific behaviors, habits, ways of doing things that will ultimately translate into whatever the picture of success looks like for you. So here is what I would like us to talk about. We'll focus today on prioritizing your mental health, prioritizing your mental health. We're talking about your physical, your emotional, and spiritual well-being. And now, when I'm talking about emotions, I'm talking about your physical being, and I'm talking about your spiritual well-being. Let's not get into the whole. I know a lot of you on this call may potentially be either Christians or Muslims or whatever your faith is. That is not even what I'm talking about today. All right. So please follow me and don't jump to conclusions. We're going to be talking about prioritizing your mental health with a focus on your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Why is this important? Number one, being able to equip you with the right tools to enable you prioritize your health and foster resilience, enabling you to navigate your personal challenges effectively is key to success. Let me say that again. What we hope to achieve during this call is to make sure that you understand and have the mindset, that you have the right tools, the right way of thinking, the right agenda in front of you to make sure that you prioritize your mental health, you foster resilience, and ensure that you're able to navigate any economic and personal challenges that will come down your path. So, having said that, I'm going to ask each person to do something at this point. In one sentence, either one sentence or one word, whatever makes sense to you, write in the chat, why are you on this call? Why are you on this call right now? And this is an honest question. It's a very sincere question. If your reason for being here is because you're just trying to do it to satisfy a friend, it's a good reason. Place it there. If your reason for doing it is economic reasons, you have goals, you have aspirations. If your wife or spouse or husband forced you to be here, put it there. This is because you have to understand the roots behind why we do what we do. So go ahead and put it in the chat. Why are you here? And for Achu, You said, I'm here to change my story. That doesn't mean anything. Okay? Your story is still going to be your story, whatever it is. So let's be very thoughtful about the things we say. So actually, you get a chance to rewrite. Okay? All right. Now, while you all are doing that, let's focus. I'm going to talk to you about 10 key points. 10 key points that you need to understand in order for you to truly be able to thrive in challenging times. Point number one is that it is important for you to understand mental health. Okay, so I'll pause for a second because I know probably most of you that I'm talking to, I'm looking at the names, I'm looking at where you're connected from or where you're dialed in from. I'm looking at I can tell that most of you are Nigerians. And so I am probably going to make some inferences and some references to the Nigerian state. So for those of you who are not Nigerians on the call, because I see that some of my students also joined the call, for those of you who are on the call, then make sure that you understand that this is some inferences that I make is very specific because I'm looking at the larger population. When we talk about mental health in Nigeria, for example, most people think is that you've lost your mind. They'll say, for the Yoruba people, they'll say, Uti Yawere, you've lost you're crazy. Like something is fundamentally wrong with you. You're not operating normally, which is a great point. But the question is, what does optimal normal behavior look like for the normal person? What does that translate to? And that's what we're trying to talk about. So you need to understand that mental health encompasses your emotional, your psychological, and your social well-being. Your mental health is a collective of emotions, your psychological state, and your social well-being. So we're not just talking about how you have what you feel internally, talking about your peace, talking about your focus, talking about your drive. Now, earlier on, Uriel was talking about my journey with cancer. And, for 5 years, my doctors gave me 5 years, to live. And that was in 2014. So as it were, by 2019, I think my journey should be done. But you see, the first week after my diagnosis was the hardest time for me. When I say it was the hardest, it meant that I could not sleep, I could not eat, I could barely function. I mean, I was literally becoming a shadow of myself. I was literally dying while I was still alive, and not from the disease, mind you, but from stress, from my mental well-being, my peace of mind being eroded and being taken away from me. So I could not eat, I could not think, I could not function, I could not sleep, I could not do anything for multiple days. And I came to a conclusion. The conclusion was, if I continue down the path that I was going down, I won't even make it to 5 years, which means that from the result of my stress and the depreciation of my mental health, I would actually die before doctors said the disease would kill me, just by virtue of being stressed. So, but I had a finding during that time, and that was, if I could find peace within myself, then I had the opportunity, I had the chance to make it that far. And so I made a choice. If there are things that I could not change, I couldn't change the fact that I had cancer. I could not change the fact that I had a certain type of cancer. I could not change a lot of those things, but I could change my choices. I could change how I interacted with it going forward. I could change the outcomes that I desired as long as there was hope and I was still breathing and I was still alive. And so what did I do? I decided to live. I decided to basically just say, you know what? I am going to make every day the very best I possibly can. And that included making sure that I started pouring my time, my life, my resources into other people. And that was part of the journey that led me to meeting someone like Uriel. Now, how did that change everything? It's changed everything about my person. It's changed my focus. It's changed my mission. It's changed my personality. It's changed my leadership style. It's changed my priorities. It's changed my interaction with people, family, friends, business, colleagues. Everything changed because I made a singular decision, a decision to put my mental health, my peace first. If it stresses me, I don't do it. If I am under stress, I pause to address it. If I am stressed by any decision, I don't make it. Why? Because a man or a woman at peace is able to see clearly. Whenever you are at peace, you're able to see clearly because at that point, you can shut out all the noise. You can shut out all the distractions. You can shut out everything that has made life difficult for you to that point, and you can see, analyze, assess where you are, and make decisions that would help you move forward. So the key thing is do not be submerged in the circumstances of the present. Instead, take that information where you are, apply it, and ask yourself, how do you feel about all of this before you make a decision? And that is why I said it is important to understand mental health, because mental health encompasses your emotions, your emotional state, your psychological well-being, as well as your social well-being. And when I'm talking about social, we're talking about your friends, your family, your network, people, because when you are under pressure, everybody feels it, directly or indirectly. It influences how you handle stress. It influences the choices that you make. It influences how you relate to others. So therefore, maintaining it is essential for resilience. And why do I keep using the word resilience? I use the word resilience because we're talking about difficult times. Difficult times, the fact that the times are difficult to you indicates that you've got to put in extra effort. And if you're stressed, if you're distracted, if you're traumatized, if you feel like giving up, then it means that you will not be able to have the energy, the focus, the determination to keep driving towards resilience. So it is important for you to understand your mental health is key to success, irrespective of whatever business you do or whatever industry you're in. The second point that I want to talk about today, so the first one is understanding your mental health. Everybody's different. For me, when I'm stressed, my body lets me know. I have certain triggers, certain things that begin to happen to me. I notice that my peace gets altered. And then I pause everything and I make sure I pay attention to that, no matter what it is. The second thing that you have to pay attention to is your physical well-being. Your physical well-being. This is foundational to your mental health. Your physical well-being is foundational to your mental health. What do I mean by that? I saw a meme today and I started thinking about it and I thought it was interesting. And it was a question that was being asked someone. If we were to give you two choices, in the next 24 hours, we will give you $1 million, or in the next 24 hours, no, it was a choice. We'll give you $1 million, but you will die in 24 hours, or we'll give you nothing and you live past the next 24 hours. And everybody who I saw responding to that challenge said, I'm good with, you can keep your $1 million. So what that tells me are two things. Number one, it tells me that people value time over money. People value time over money. It means that as long as we have time and we value the time, we can make money. It also tells me that despite everything you do, whatever you achieve in life, if you don't have life, if you don't have health, it amounts to nothing. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're sick, if you're ill, if you're unhealthy, no matter what you have, houses, cars, private jets, mansions, whatever it is that you earn, you own or have earned in your life, you will be willing to put that up so that you can have health back. So your physical well-being is foundation to everything. So you have to pay attention to two key things when it comes to your physical well-being. Number one, you must pay attention to routine and rest. You must pay attention to routine and rest. What do I mean by that? Make sure that there's consistency in your sleep patterns. Learn to relax. Make sure you take time that is crucial for you to unplug and unwind so that you can have mental clarity. Routine and rest are fundamental for your physical well-being. The second thing fundamental for your physical well-being is exercise and nutrition. Exercise and nutrition. Simple exercises, a balanced meal, even if it is not the most expensive, something at a budget will help stabilize your moods and ensure that you have the energy to do the things you need to do. Now, this I'm going to say to you because I know many of you were raised up in the same demographic and environment in which I was raised up. If you are Nigerians or Africans generally, we love our meat. Oh my God, we love meat because when you have all these, you sit down, only you one human being. There is this massive bowl filled with chicken and beef and fish and all this thing, all that amount, all of that is going to go into your own one singular body. But you see, we don't even think about the impact that has on our physical being. Eat a healthy, balanced. You see, you're a typical African male. You come home and your wife says, "Oh, darling, look, I made us. Let's eat healthy today. Let's eat some salad." And they just say, "Hey, is this an insult to me? Eh? I mean, the old man, you want me to be eating? Am I an animal?" Yeah, actually, you're a higher animal, which means that you should give higher priority to your physical well-being and what you eat. One of the things that helped me overcome cancer was I changed my lifestyle habits. I changed everything from what I eat, what I drink, where I go, what I do, my routine exercise habits. More importantly, I made sure that I was totally stress-free. So the doctor gave me up until 2019. And here we are 6 years later. I'm in 2025 and I have no symptoms. I have no problems and I am living my life in peace. Why? Simply prioritizing my mental health and my physical well-being. Making sure everything is done in moderation. You can't just be eating all of that thing. You become what you eat. You keep eating all of those things and you're not paying that. You think that that's enjoyment. No, it's not enjoyment. You are actually killing yourself. So there is moderation that is required for everything that you do. So if you think that all that bokoto and U-turn and tripe and pomo and all those things that you're eating, like you're posting it online, hey, this is the life. Hey, it is well with your soul. Pay attention to what you eat. Pay attention to make sure you exercise. If it is just walking, if it is just running, if it is whatever you can do, if it is a few push-ups you can do during the day, or if it's just a few, strength building, whatever you can do, but make sure you constantly exercise and pay attention to what you eat. Make sure your routines are good, that you ensure you have good relaxation, sleep well. Be it when you sleep, when I go to bed, I mean, I have multiple businesses that I am running. But when I go to bed, I turn my phone off. very intentionally. I turn my phone off because I don't want anything disrupting my schedule. Because if I am not rested, I can't be optimal at work and in my operations. So you have to be intentional about the time that you spend doing the things that you need to do, especially when it comes to taking care of your physical well-being. The third point that I'm going to talk to you about today is your emotional resilience. What do I mean by that? That means, how do you manage stress and your emotions? How do you manage stress and your emotions? And I'll talk about two pieces to this puzzle. The first is stress management. Stress management has to do with how you handle situations that are already stressful. Now, we'll take a moment. Here's one thing I want you to remember in all of this. When you're stressed, your heart rate begins to increase. Your blood pressure increases. Everything about your physical well-being begins to get increased. Then you realize that you become emotionally distraught. Little things trigger your anger. You can't even relate well with people. Little things just annoy you. It's not the issue that is annoying you, but the fact is that you're stressed about something and because you don't pay attention to your physical well-being or to your emotional well-being as well, you don't even realize that it might be work-related issue, or maybe something that has to do with money that you have to pay, or a bill that is coming down your way that is stressing you. You see, one of the things that I realized is, for a long time, I used to wonder, why are Nigerians so impatient? Why is everybody so angry on the road? Why is everybody, bah, 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 hey, God punish you, hey, the Christ? You know this? And why is everybody so stressed? And I realized everybody is dealing with something. So everybody is just busy dumping their trash on every other person because they have not taken the time to manage their own stress. So here's a simple trick that I learned years ago that has helped me. Whenever I am stressed, I just pause and I breathe. And you just disconnect. I just disconnect from everything. And I just take a few moments to just breathe. Because when you breathe in, you're taking in a lot of oxygen. And that oxygen goes into your bloodstreams and it helps regulate your blood pressure. It oxygenates your body and allows your brain to even feel refreshed. Okay? And being mindful to reduce anything that causes you anxiety. Very, very important. You must learn you can do this in 1 minute. Sometimes it just takes 1 minute. You just pause, walk away from the meeting, step outside, or shut your laptop, just take a minute to just breathe. Breathe deep in and breathe out. Do that a few times. You will be amazed to see how that changes your focus at that point in time. The second part that I want to talk about your emotional resilience is positive relationships. You have to build a support network. When talking with your friends, family, colleagues, or whoever it is, pay attention to those who offer you emotional relief and offer you a positive perspective. There are people whose ministry in this life is to tell you it shall never be well. You tell them about a problem you have. They have a perspective of that problem that will even worsen your situation. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter who it is. So pay attention to your circle of influence. Pay attention to the people you're around into your core, because they will influence your peace. They will influence your emotional resilience if you can make it the long haul or if you will not be able to. So be very careful who you listen to. Be very careful who you share your problems with. Be very careful who you go to for counsel, because at the end of the day, you will either come out better for the positive, or you come out worse because it was a negative experience. The fourth thing I want to talk to you about today is your spiritual well-being. And when I'm talking about your spiritual well-being, I'm talking about your inner peace and purpose. your inner peace, and purpose. And I'll talk about three things under the subject, which is your daily practices. What are the things you do every day? Number two, what are the things that influence your faith or are driven or influenced by your faith? And then what are the purpose-driven things that you should be able to do on a regular basis? Number one, so let's talk about your daily practices. Simple habits like being grateful, appreciating people, journaling, meditation, prayer will bring inner peace and clarity to you. Do you realize that simply saying thank you to somebody, we think oftentimes when we say thank you, it is an act of appreciation for what somebody has done for us. What you don't know is that it is a seed being sown that actually makes you feel good. So it doesn't, you might be at the airport checking in. After they're done serving you, don't just take your boarding pass and just walk away. Just say, oh, thank you very much. Sometimes all you have to do is look at somebody in the eyes and say, oh, and just say, hey, Margaret, how was your day? Mike, how was your day? I hope everything's going well. And most times people will tell you, it's been a stressful day. Just say, it's okay. I mean, it's part of the job, but I hope it gets better for you. It's a seed. It is a seed, and it helps you have peace. So how you treat people really, really matters. So make sure that you develop habits, daily habits that will influence your spiritual well-being. It says be grateful, be thankful in all things, right? And it is also important when we talk about faith and purpose that you draw strength from your personal beliefs and values. For whatever your faith is, if you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, if you're an atheist, if you're a Buddhist, whatever it is, you see, this is my understanding of faith. And you're more than welcome to challenge it or prove it wrong. It makes no difference to me. I've had my own journey and I've reached my own conclusions. Let every man work out his own salvation. Here's what I do believe. There is a difference between the person of Christ and the principles of Christ. The principles of Christ are universal. Everybody wants honest people, integrity. They want transparency. They want accountability. People want responsibility. They want hard work. All these are principles. They talk about kindness, being good to people, be generous to people. Whatever your faith is, we all agree on these fundamental principles. So make sure you draw strength from those principles, those personal beliefs and values. They can help guide you in times of hardships. Faith is the evidence of things that you hope for, right? It substantiates the things that you desire or you're hoping for, the things that are not seen. And so your faith must continually drive you to say, hey, it may be tough today, it may be hard today, it may be difficult today, things might not be working, but I am going to hold on because there will be light at the end of the tunnel. I have a purpose as to why I'm here. I'm supposed to fulfill something, and so I will do everything in my power to drive it. Like I said, got to a point where I realized that I had spent maybe the first, 45 years of my life. At that point, it was all about building, because I had a dream then. My dream was that I was going to become a billionaire, and I'm not talking about in Naira. We don't pass that one a long time. I was talking about my dream was to become a multi-billionaire in dollars. I was driving it. I was working towards it. I was pursuing it with every resilience. But when I came to a point of what I call enlightenment and discovering what my purpose was, all of a sudden, that didn't mean anything to me. My purpose became clearer when I stopped focusing on things that I thought will impress other people. It now became all about me. Who do I want to be? What assets do I have that are so intangible that money can't buy? And so my focus, my passion, my drive, the things that I invested time, money, and resources in changed. It all became all about empowering people, because I realized that if I pursued the purpose of equipping or empowering somebody and that person is able to provide and take care of their family, then it simply means one thing. Everything that that family desires from that point on becomes possible simply because I equipped one person in that lineage, and that person has opened doors for even their children yet unborn. What do you do on a regular basis to empower others? How are you living out your purpose? That's a question only you can answer. The fifth point I want to talk to you about today is setting boundaries to protect your mental health. Setting boundaries to protect your mental health. And I'll talk about two things here. Number one, I'll talk about learning to say no. Saying no, no is an English word. It is not a bad word. Limit your commitments that may drain you. This helps prevent burnout. Everybody wants this. Look, I was so heartbroken. I was talking to a beautiful young lady recently. I saw how hardworking she was. And then we started talking. I wanted to get to know a little bit about her, a little bit of her challenges and stuff. And this girl opened up and in all honesty told me that, you know what? She's the first child of the family. She's African, by the way. She's the first child of the family. She does not, she only went to secondary school. And so now she's working 12-hour shifts a day just to make enough money. And even to the point where there are needs in the family, including trying to educate her brothers and sisters that are behind her, that she literally has to be using her body to sleep with men or whoever it is to get money to send her brothers and sisters to school. Wow, my heart was broken because I realized that that story is not unique to this person. It is something that is happening all over the place. So in this situation, and even in my own family, dealing with my own family, by God's grace, I believe that I have been blessed enough that I can take care of my mother and, you know, some people close to me. But I will not do it at the detriment of my own health, of my own peace, of my own psychological well-being, of my own dignity. I will not do it. I will not steal to make anybody better. I will not do anything that will cause me harm just to make somebody else feel better. Here's what I've come to realize. Even your own family members, because I think for us Africans, especially Nigerians, that much I know, is that we think that it is a right because you have a family member, a brother or a sister or a cousin or an uncle or whoever it is that is doing well off. You believe that because you are related, it is your right for them to take care of you. I have news for you. It is not your right. They don't owe you anything. As a matter of fact, and I use my own family for example all the time. I remember there was one time when my sister did not understand. My own blood sister said to me, why would somebody be suffering in this life when I have a brother like you? And I asked her, I said, so who is the brother like me that I too will be leaning on? Of course, there was no answer. Point I'm trying to make is make a commitment to be generous. Make a commitment to improve the quality of life for the people around you. In fact, let me just put it to you this way. If the people around you do not appreciate what you do for them because they feel it is a right, abandon them and take care of somebody else who is not related to you that appreciates it and will make a difference. Because everything that leaves your hand enters into somebody else's life in the form of bread or seed. If all they do is eat your seed, then you will have nothing to sow tomorrow. So I had to get to the point where I make a decision that in order for me to say yes to anything, it is not taking away from me. It is not taking away from the resources that I need to raise my family, my kids. They are my priority. My children are my priority, not my brothers and my sisters and my uncles and my aunties and my sisters or some strangers. My own family are my core cardinal responsibility. And after that, everybody else comes afterwards. So you cannot take your children's school fees and go give it to somebody else just because, you know, you want to. Who are you trying to impress? So make sure you learn to say no. There are times where it is okay to say no. Prioritize your time, meaning prioritize my time for me, time for you. Take small breaks throughout the day, during the week. that can help rejuvenate your energy and allow you to focus more. In fact, usually the average person works anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 hours a year. The average person works 2,000 to 3,000 hours a year. I probably work more on the higher threshold of, if not more. But here's the one thing that every organization, in fact, recently I got appointed as a CEO of a 33-year-old organization here. And in taking that role, one of the things that I was very intentional about was my time off. There are times where I feel tired and I need to take time. I don't care if the building is burning. If it is time for me to take a break and walk away, I do that. Why? Because if I stayed in that state of being burnt out, in that state of being stressed, I am not productive, and everybody begins to feel that it is a toxic environment. You are stressed easily, you're angered easily, you're not giving the very best of yourself. So it is very, very okay for you to prioritize time for yourself. It could be the need to go on a small vacation. And sometimes the vacation doesn't have to be to Dubai, the Maldives, to some exotic location. It could just be a few days at home to just unwind and do what you want to do. Prioritize your me time. That is so critical to help you set boundaries that protect your mental health. Point number 6 that I want to talk about is how to make sure you build a growth-oriented mindset. A growth-oriented mindset will enable you frame challenges or reframe challenges because it shapes your worldview. You have to view challenges as an opportunity. You have to see each struggle as an opportunity for you to build strength and resilience. Let me explain that, for example. If you are somebody who works out, you exercise regularly, the first day you might be able to run 1 kilometer, right? But your trainer or whoever it is that is working with you says, we're going to do 1.5 today. Hey, that is a lot asking from you because you have the capacity for 1 kilometer. But we're talking about how to thrive in difficult times. So thriving in difficult times mean when this person says we're doing 1.5 kilometers, does the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh my God, problems. No. Instead, you should see it as an opportunity to strengthen yourself, to build strength, to build resilience, to build stamina, to build what it takes to get to that next level. And as you push to 1.5, before you know it, you're pushing to 2 kilometers. Before you know it, you're pushing to 3 kilometers. Why? Because you saw that challenge as an opportunity to build strength and to build resilience. The same thing happens to business. It doesn't matter what you're facing, how you view the challenge is what determines the outcomes that you will experience. And as part of that growth mindset and to enable you to reframe challenges, you have to make sure that you learn continuously. This is a simple platform. On a Sunday like this, you could be out there by the pool with everybody else, but you chose to come online and listen. Why? Because it will help you embrace a mindset of learning. You will adapt new skills that will help change your situations. Because information, the application of knowledge, is key to becoming strong enough to overcome challenges and be able to kind of like move forward into newer things. The 7th thing that you have to pay attention to is your financial mindfulness, knowing how to manage your resources wisely. I don't understand why any human being will go through life without having a budget. Meaning, will a man build a tower without first sitting down to count the cost of what it would take for him to build it? No. You have to become conversant with the basics of budgeting. Make sure you create a simple budget, set financial priorities, even in difficult times, even more so in difficult times. I have a budget. I have the same budget that I have been using for the last 20-something years. Every few months, every year, I look at it, I make a few changes, and I realize that my lifestyle hasn't changed much. My priorities, my expenses, all those things, you track those things based on your income, not what you desire. I mean, you can sit down, sometimes I listen to some countries and see how they write their budgets. It breaks my heart because here is a whole nation budgeting with money that they don't have. That is just ample foolishness. So you have to get to that point. You know what you earn every month. And I'm not talking about the things you're hoping to earn. I'm talking about the one that you know for sure you are going to earn. Create a simple budget around it. Let me give you a simple example. If you are renting a house or an apartment or whatever it is, and you're spending more than 35% of your income on it, then it means you're living above your means. I'll leave that alone. You have to know the difference between fixed expenses and flexible expenses. You have to know the difference between the things you need to have and the things that you want to have. You've got to know the differences between things that add value and things that take away or depreciate the moment they enter your hands. Most times, the things that you need to impress other people are actually things you want, not things you need. Make sure you seek low-cost opportunities. Identify affordable or free resources for learning, for your health, for your support, for your life. It is so critical, because if you don't realize that, what's going to happen is that you just find yourself just living in hell. There are certain decisions that I have made, and I want to share this with you now. There are certain decisions that I have made. Like, if I am flying, you will never, and I'm proud to say this, you will never see me flying business class in Nigeria to anywhere. If you see me flying business class, it just simply means there was no seat on that flight and I have to fly that flight, or somebody else decided to buy the ticket. Why? What am I going to gain by flying business class in Nigeria? It's a 1-hour flight, it's a 55-minute flight. Who am I trying to impress? All I'm trying to get to is my destination. What are you going to serve me in business class? When I calculate the cost, whatever you're going to feed me in business class, or whatever it is that I'm going to use to pay for that extra kg that I need, I can save that to my own pocket and fly economy jejely in peace. It's just that simple. What are your priorities? Now, there are long-haul flights. If I'm traveling international, okay, that's a whole different situation, because I want to be comfortable. It's not because I'm trying to show off them, but I want to be comfortable. I want to be rested. I want to sleep. I want to have the luxury of having a bed to go. For me, the only advantage of traveling in business class or in first class when I travel internationally is simply because I need time to rest, sleep, adjust before I land in my next destination, so I can pick up to another outcome. I'm so tired, I'm so tense. Yeah, there was a time that I had to do that, but I can afford to do the other today. So why do I, but local flights, if the flight is less than 3 hours, I will always fly economy. Not because, why do I need my schedule is not that crazy. My time is not that expensive that I will require a private jet to fly for 1 hour. Where am I going? Who is pursuing me? Resources are within your control. Build a budget, manage it, because the more you have, the more you can control, and the more you can control, the more you can do. Something to always remember. Point number 7 that I want to talk to you about is to seek support and break the stigma around mental health. And this is so important. There are some people that have a mental health challenge, and that's okay. Okay? Seek the help that you need. It is not a weakness. Everybody has a degree of resilience on how they handle their issues. Be open to talking about it. If you want to see a psychologist, go see a psychologist. If you need to see a doctor, see a doctor. If there's somebody that you want to share to who is a mentor or somebody you can confide in, make sure you're very careful about who you confide in, because some people, they just get information and negotiate on what does not concern them. So it is very important for you to be open about seeking help, because there is strength. There is strength in seeking help. If you feel that you're being challenged with mental health, and then identify resources. Make sure you have the resources that will help you utilize, that you can utilize, be it locally or online or wherever it is. It might be support groups, or you might pursue counseling, but make sure you get the right help that you need, because everybody has something that they are dealing with. The 9th point I want to talk about is self-compassion and kindness. Self-compassion and kindness. What do I mean? Show yourself kindness sometimes. Avoid blaming yourself for things that go wrong. Avoid blaming yourself for things that are difficult. Remember that resilience is built step by step. That's the only way to build resilience. It's just one step at a time. It does. If you're somebody who works out and does weights, maybe strength training, you'll find out that today you're able to do 10 kg. By tomorrow, you want to try 12 kg. You might be struggling, but at some point you find yourself doing 12 kg easy. You push it next to 13. You push it to 15. Before you know it, you're doing 20 kg. You want to do bench presses. Before you know it, you start out at 30 kg. Before you know it, you're doing 50 kg. And it's going up and it's just increasing. Why? Because resilience, resistance by putting pressure is built over time. And more so, more importantly, it is very, very critical for you to realize that in order for you to become the very best version of yourself, you must set goals and continue to pursue them at every point in time. Another part of self-compassion and kindness that I really think I need to talk about here has to do with forgiveness in setbacks. Allow yourself the room to make mistakes and adapt and grow. People think that they can never make mistakes. They're so perfect. You know something? I have most of my vice presidents and my directors and my teams that all report to me. They understand one philosophy. My philosophy is if you want to fail, fail fast. Learn from it, pivot, and go the right path. Why? Because anybody that thinks they're above mistakes or above missing the mark is living in an alternate universe. You've got to get to that point that you understand that failure is part of the journey. Failure does not make you, in fact, failure or failing in an attempt does not make you stupid. Actually, it makes you smart because you can learn from that and then begin to pursue what is next. So make sure you pay close attention. Pay very close attention to the things that makes it difficult for you. Fail. If you've got to fail, fail. Pick up. As long as you don't remain on the ground, learn from the process and move on, and you'll find out that you become better off for it. All right? So learn to forgive setbacks, because when you learn to forgive yourself, when you make mistakes, it becomes easier for you to adapt and help other people, room for them to make mistakes and adapt and grow and learn through the process. And then the 10th point that I'm going to talk to you today about is make sure you are taking actions, even if it is small steps. Start with one new habit from whatever list that you've identified that you want to achieve. Be consistent in small efforts, and those little efforts will always lead to positive change over time. Like I said, you may start out with 1 kilo. Before you know it, you're doing 5. Before you know it, you're doing 10. You may start out running just 1 kilometer. Before you know it, you're running 5 kilometers. You might start out by just doing a little here. Before you know it, you're doing so much over there. So it is so critical for you to take steps, no matter how little. And one key thing that I'm going to ask you all to do is, what are those things that are challenging you? Now, at the beginning of this call, I asked each of you to write, what is it that brought you to this call? Now, if you are sincere about why you came to this call, and I saw some of you were, because I saw some things that some wrote that I said, now that's what I'm looking for, then I want to tell you to do this. What can you start doing different from tomorrow? From everything that I've shared in the last 10 points, do you have to be a lot more prudent in your finances, meaning that you have to sit down and write a budget? Do you need to start learning to say no? Do you have to start being kind to yourself? Do you have to start exercising and paying attention to what you eat? Out of the 10 things and the various sub-questions or sub-points that I've made, what is one thing? One thing. What is the one thing that you will start doing today? And now, if you remember, I didn't say tomorrow. I didn't say tomorrow. I said today. At the end of this call, what is the one thing that you have decided you are going to start doing? I will need you to write down whatever that one thing is. And I'm not talking about something that you're hoping to do 5 years from now or a year. No. I mean that by this afternoon, or by this evening, if you decide you're going to do it, what is the one thing? One thing. Write down whatever that one thing is and decide on what you will need to start doing to achieve that thing starting tonight. Okay, so it is very important for you to focus on that one area because it will immediately start improving your life. You have to remember that small, consistent actions build a foundation for resiliency and can create lasting change overall for your physical well-being, your mental and psychological, emotional well-being. This framework, if you follow it, will ensure that you have a balanced, approachable way to ensure that everything that you've internalized will help you become the very best version of yourself. And for those of you who decide you want to write it in the chat, feel free to just put it in there. Now, Omosuyi, you said something about regular exercise. Okay, now what does that mean? What can you start doing starting tonight or starting tomorrow? It could just be like, I will go for, a 1 kilometer walk, or I'll do 10 push-ups at home. Be very specific. Whatever it is that you need to do, be very specific. I'll start reading every day. The question is for how long? Don't start out to say, I'll start reading 2 hours every day. We both know that most people will not do it. You can make a commitment to say, it's like with a SMART goal. You can say, every day between 8 o'clock and 8:30 in the morning, I am going to read for 20 minutes. And I am putting it on my calendar, and I'm going to start doing it first thing tomorrow morning. I'm setting my alarm. Those are the kind of things that need to happen. So I want to encourage everybody that by the end of this call, you make a decision to say, there are a few things you need to start doing, and you start running from there. And that is all I have for you. And I saw that somebody left a question or a comment, which I will probably address in a minute here, but I'm just going to pause for a second and hand the call back to you. But I will address somebody, who sent me that direct message, just know that I will address it, but just wanted you to be aware that that's the end of my spiel. So Uriel, back to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Everyone, you got value. Let me see 444s on the chat box. You got value tonight. World Hub, let's celebrate. Remember the law of celebration. The law of celebration says whatever you celebrate, you attract. 444s on the chat box, everyone. 444. Thank you so much, Doctor, for sharing and pouring out your heart with us tonight. And I'm so grateful that you've reiterated quite a lot of things that have been training us on and talking to us about. Of course, most of the things I had learned from you earlier. Gratitude. Gratitude is a seed for more. Whatever you thank God in advance for, He advances towards you. Learn to say thank you. You heard it tonight. Just saying thank you makes you feel better. And saying no, reemphasize something I heard many years ago. Many years ago, I had someone preach a sermon and say your no can be anointed. So now you can say no, and your no can completely, just keep you in the right mindset. You don't have to say yes to everything. All right? You don't have to say yes to everything. Saying no is very, very important. And in a few minutes, while Doctor is addressing that, I'm just going to run through and let our guests on the call, because you see, mental health, thriving in challenging times, thriving in difficult times. One of the greatest challenges that people have at this point in time has to do with finances. One of the greatest challenges that everyone has right now has to do with money. So in the next few minutes, I'm just going to share with us something that we do in Wealth Hub, because our primary objective is wealth creation through wealth education, finding a way, to create value for people, create value and showing, because if you get all this information, don't be stressed financially, you have bills to pay, there are challenges in terms of funds, house rents for some people, medical expenses for some people, and you do not have a practical, you don't have a platform, you don't have a tool, you don't have a vehicle that you can go practice. How do you earn money? How do you increase your net worth? How do you grow your income? If you don't have a practical way to go do that, it becomes challenging. So right here at Wealth Hub, we partner with a US-based company that is called AkashX. Now, AkashX is a fintech solution provider within the foreign exchange market. AkashX is not an investment platform. AkashX is not a Ponzi scheme. It's not ROI. AkashX is a school. Is a school that mentors you with a skill set of navigating the world's largest money market, which is the foreign exchange market. $7.5 trillion is the daily turnover in this market. So I say to everyone right here, you are doing a master's degree in foreign exchange. So this is the academy, is a US-based academy. It's called AkashX. This is about financial education. This is about financial intelligence, learning how to grow money, learning how money works, learning how to earn money, learning how to multiply money. Because most people know how to earn money, but very few people know how to budget their resources and know how to multiply their resources. For some people, the month is longer than the money. All right, the month is always longer than the money. All right, so when you get into the school, this is the onboarding video. This is like GS 101 that you have to go through, lays out the blueprint for you about the school, what the school is about. Then right here now you're seeing the academy itself. So this academy is made up of pre-recorded videos. Remember, it is said that most people entertain their minds. They don't educate their minds. So this academy is about you educating yourself when it comes to financial intelligence, for you becoming financially aware, becoming, getting financial education, understanding not just how to work for money, but how money works. So we have the platform tutorials. This academy is made up of pre-recorded videos, short clip videos that you can watch at your own convenience. Like doctors say, taking up time, it could be 1 hour a day. I say to everyone, just put 30 minutes to an hour a day. Watch 2, 3, 4 videos and begin to understand how money works. So you have platform tutorials that trains you and mentors you on the various platforms. You have the beginners video. So you don't know anything about finances. You don't know anything about the foreign exchange market. You don't know anything about stocks. You don't know anything about commodities. You don't know anything about trading crude oil. You don't know anything about trading gold, silver, currencies of nations. You don't know anything about buying stocks and shares of the top companies in America and all over the world. You can start right here at the beginners video. When you're done with the platform tutorials, you have the beginners video, you have the advanced, and you have the expert. Now, superstars on the call, if you do not know anything about cryptocurrency, then you need to start learning. The president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, just put together a summit in the White House, the very first time in the history of the United States. He just put together a summit on cryptocurrency. Now that tells you the future of money. That tells you where money is going. You need to educate yourself. You need to learn and know what is happening in the world around you. So you want to learn about cryptocurrencies at the Educator Training Series. Then of course, everything about life is mentorship. If you know where you're going, your road is short. If you know how to get there, your road is shorter. If you have someone who has been there before and the person is willing to take you by the hand, you're already there. Now that is mentorship. Mentorship is your legal shortcut to success. So right here, we have mentors in the various fields. It depends on your area of specialty, what part appeals to you. If you want to learn about what we call the smart money concept, then Rich Van Der Gaar is a mentor that you want to learn from. If you want to learn how to trade gold, how to trade Bitcoins, then Joel Arias is a mentor that you want to learn from. If you want to learn about US 30, CNN, you hear them talking about the Dow Jones Industrial Average, US 30, the stocks, how to buy and sell shares of the 30 top companies in America. It's called US 30. Then Luis Rodriguez is your person that you need to mentor you right here. Now, if you want to understand about NAS 100, All right, so you have NAS 100, you have S&P 500, you have German 40. Now, these are stocks and shares of the top companies in the world. If you want to learn about NAS 100, NAS 100 is NASDAQ 100. So when you hear it on CNN, when you hear it on Bloomberg, they're talking about NASDAQ 100. So NAS 100 is shares and stocks of the 100 top companies in America. You can learn how to trade them. You can learn how to buy their stocks from anywhere in the world. Then this gentleman here, Brian Bedell, is your go-to mentor. If you want to understand about cryptocurrency, what crypto to buy, what crypto to sell, what crypto to hold, then Aman T is your go-to mentor. Now, these are live sessions, just like what Dr. Dala just did for us tonight. You get to learn from those mentors real time. Now, should you miss any of the sessions because of your busy schedule, your timing doesn't work out, every session is recorded and put in the session replay. You can come back anytime that is convenient for you, and you can watch the recorded session and learn and understand the world of money. All right. Now, the foreign exchange market is the world's largest money market. $7.5 trillion is the daily turnover in this market. When I started learning this and I saw this, one thing that really set it apart for me and really made this academy special for me was the fact that I could leverage. I could leverage on the expertise. I could leverage on the know-how. I could leverage on the knowledge of mentors, all right? Seven-figure traders within the foreign exchange market. Now, these are trades that they have analyzed. You can see entry price, stop loss, take profit 1, 2, 3 to 4. They analyze this trade and they send it out. You just go ahead and take the signals, and there you are profitable. You can also get trade signals on currencies. Now you see USD JPY, that is of course the Japanese yen against the American dollar against the Japanese yen. S&P 500, I just talked about S&P 500 a little while ago. NZD JPY, the New Zealand dollar, buying against the Japanese yen. Now, this is gold USD. All this, the experts have analyzed. You are just taking advantage. You're leveraging. Then look at crypto right here. Now, for me, when I saw this next one that I'm about to show you, it completely blew my mind. This is called Tap to Trade. So you're brand new, zero knowledge, zero experience. You don't know anything about the foreign exchange market. There's an app that you can download, technology. You download this app, and this expert, they analyze everything and they send out the trade alert. All you just need to do with this app is to click approve. You just click approve, and that is it. When I saw this, I said, this is a game changer. Any rookie can make money from the foreign exchange market. Any rookie can come here and absolutely win with Tap to Trade. Zero knowledge required, zero experience required, and you can change the dynamics for yourself. Because you see, you can reduce your financial stress if you know how to earn more money, not working extra hard, but acquiring skills. So someone says to me, Uriel, how do I become a part of this academy? So this is a school for you to learn about money. This is a school for you to learn about the world's largest money market, to understand how money works, to understand what the banks do with your money that you deposit in your bank account. Now, there are two ways to get into the school. You can decide that you want to be a monthly student. You pay your tuition every month. Now, if you decide to do that, there's a one-time membership fee of $30 one time. All right? Now, then the subscription, we have what we call trade and travel, because travel is part of education. You have doctor talking about taking our time to rest. You know that the challenge with those of us in Africa is that we never go on vacation. Some of us can afford it. So what if you could learn a skill, and while you're learning the skill, you're able to earn money, and you are a member of a travel club that allows you to travel the world at a discount. All right. On the 29th of May, we will be traveling to Greece on a 10-day vacation. And it will blow your mind how much we're spending on that vacation. For 10 days, we're spending, the initial package is 5 days for $400. Hotel, airport pickup, VIP lounge, cruises, all guide in Greece for $400 is a game changer. All right. Now, so you're going to have access to all of that. So you come in on that, we call that Trade and Travel, the Dream Akash X and Dream Trip. That will be $189 plus the one-time membership. The next way that you can come in is the annual. You want to say, hey, listen, Chairman Uriel, I want to pay my 1 year school fees so I can concentrate to learn this skill. That is $999. Now, Superstars, this month of March, we are doing what we call the March Madness promo. The March Madness promo. What does that mean? You hear that a lot in basketball. Right here, as it gets started tonight, and you share this opportunity with one person, the person also gets started. Next month, you have a scholarship. You don't have to pay the school fees. All right? This same week, you share the opportunity with 2 more people. You're going to get $150 on what we call the brand box for you to shop on the MDC marketplace. All right. Still the following week, you get 3 persons to enroll. Just invite them on the Zoom call and we share the information with them. No pressure. They see the information. They are able to make an informed decision. What happens right now, you got you get a $50,000 challenge account. Now, when you come in on the monthly, you get a $10,000 challenge account. And if you come in on the annual, you get a $200,000 challenge account. Now, can you imagine a school of money that when you come in as a student, they give you the money to use to practice what you're learning in the foreign exchange market? Now, on the 4th week, which will be the last week of May, if you go ahead and share this opportunity with 4 more persons, bringing your team to 10, you will get a 1 year free scholarship. 1 year free scholarship for you to master the skill. Someone said to me, I don't know this. I'm just hearing it for the first time. I'm interested. I want to learn how money works. But how do I share it with my friends? Nothing out of this world. All you need to do is get them on our Zoom. Tomorrow morning by 10 a.m. Nigerian time, all right, which is going to be 9 a.m. London time, we will be trading what we call the London session, where you just jump on a Zoom call with us. It's free, it's open. We made it open to everyone. All right. Last week, we had such an amazing time. You can jump on the Zoom call with us, 0 knowledge, 0 experience. We will analyze the market. We'll tell you what to buy, where to buy, when to buy, what to sell, when to sell, and where to sell. And you just earn money. Our goal is to help you earn anywhere between $20 and $200 within the space of an hour to 2. 0 knowledge, 0 experience required on your part. You're just leveraging on our expertise, you're leveraging on our know-how, and it's been incredible. Now, to get started, all you need to do is get back to the person who sent you this link. Get back to the person who put you on this call, and they will get you started. Now, Superstars, you see, in life, people do not fail because of a lie that was told them. People fail because of a truth that was told them that they refuse to believe. Tonight, we have shared the truth with you. Whatever you do with it is absolutely up to you. And you want to get started not now, but right now. Why do you want to do that? Because without a sense of urgency, desire loses value. Without a sense of urgency, desire loses value. We want to see you at the top and not from the top. The bottom is way too crowded. So get back to the person who sent you this link. Get back to the person who put you on this call and get yourself started right away. Not just now, but you want to get started right now. You want to learn the skill set of multiplying money. You want to understand how money works. You want to learn how to grow your money, how to take 100 and grow it to 500. You know, we have an amazing lady from Ghana. Her story simply just blew my mind. This lady got started, I think, sometime in December. Yeah, December. And this lady practically started, you know, with $100. And this lady has grown that $100 to $500 just by leveraging on the trade alerts that are sent. All right, leveraging on the trade alerts that are sent, and also leveraging on our 10 a.m. live session. It's been incredibly amazing. So what do you want to do tonight? You want to get back to the person who sent you this link. You want to get back to the person who put you on this call, and you want to get yourself started learning this skill set. Is life transforming, is recession-proof skill. This skill is recession-proof, is a game changer. Now, so we're going this recording of the session, the entire session from the beginning is going to be on my YouTube channel shortly after this call. We're going to upload it on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Uriel Ezabu. So you're going to have it there. And Dr. Dupe, please, if you can help me type that in on the chat box so you can go on YouTube. Give it probably another 30 minutes to an hour. It will be up on YouTube, and you're going to go, you can go there and watch it over and over again. Please subscribe to that channel, like the video, share the video, and of course, learn. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., you want to join us and see real time, real life, how the world's largest money market works, how the foreign exchange market works. Superstars on the call, super excited. You got value on this call tonight. Remember, get back to the person who sent you this link. Get back to the person who put you on this call and get yourself started. Learn the skill that can transform your life. All right? Learn the skill that can transform your life. Doctor, please help me type the YouTube channel on the chat, Uriel Ezabu. Please help me do that. Thank you so much. Learn the skill that can change your life. Get back to the person who sent you this link. Someone says, does the foreign exchange market really work? Just tell this same link tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. All right, 10 a.m. West African time, 9 a.m. UK time, 9 a.m. Ghanaian time. Jump on the Zoom call with us, and you're going to watch us live, analyze the market, tell everyone, buy here, sell here. And you're going to see people earning money. As a matter of fact, it might be your first time, but we're going to help you earn money tomorrow on your demo account. We're doing a 1 week free open live trading session. So for the next 1 week, from Monday to Friday, we did it this previous week. It was 100% win. All the trades that we called out that morning in the morning, we won all of those trades. 100%, 100%. Can you imagine that? Zero knowledge, zero experience. You just jump on the call and someone analyzes the market, tells you, do this here, buy here, sell here, and boom, you have $100, you can do $20. You have $1,000, you can do 100 to 200, not off of your own experience, not based on what you know, but leveraging. Superstars, you need to learn to leverage because everyone is leveraging on you. For those of us in Africa, Nigeria, and you had doctors saying it, some of us, our entire family is leveraging on us. You're the breadwinner, you pay the school fees, you pay the rent, you pay house rent, you do pay medical, everything. Everyone is leaning on you, everyone is leveraging on you. Who are you leveraging on? This knowledge is a recession-proof skill, all right? It doesn't matter what the government does with the economy. This knowledge will set you free financially, all right? Because come to think about it, look at what Dr. talked about. 95% of mental health issues in Nigeria and Africa is finance related, is money related. When you see people stressed out, when you see people fagged out, when you see people depressed, when you see people under pressure, 95% of the time, it has to do with money. It has to do with finances. So what if you could learn a skill? What if you could be part of a community? Because right here at Wealth Hub, we say wealth creation through wealth education. Wealth creation through wealth education. Superstars, wealth is not what you pursue. Wealth is what you attract by the person you become. Wealth is not about working extra hard. Wealth is not about picking up another job. Wealth is not about that next business. Wealth is about you as a person, your peace of mind. You need to become wealthy first internally in order to experience wealth externally. So that is what we do at the Wealth Hub. Wealth creation through wealth education. So get back to the person who sent you this link. Get back to the person who put you on this call and let the person know you want to be part of this community. Just imagine that you're a part of a community like this for the next 6 months. What will your life be like? Imagine you can travel with us at the end of May to Greece. Some people, it will be their first vacation, and you don't have to sweat yourself to raise the money. on your smartphone will show you how to earn the money for that vacation. Not just that you're earning the money from here, while we are on the vacation, as a community, we'll still be trading. Everybody will earn money. The money for us to, go do shopping and everything, we'll earn it on that vacation right there. We draw it there, make our purchases. Isn't that the life of your dreams? Wouldn't you love to be part of that community? October, we're off to the US, Atlanta to be precise. Dr. Dupe Osalo has put together some very amazing things at the, let her talk about that. Doctor, can you tell everyone about that Coca-Cola Arena, Coca-Cola Dome, Doctor? For the next 5 minutes, can you share what you're packaging together for the US convention in Atlanta? Can you share it with all the guests on the call and let them know why they need to be part of Wealth Hub, not now, but right now? Doctor, take that away. 5 minutes and we'll bring this call to a close.
Wow, 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 wow. What an evening tonight. Thank you so very much, Chairman Uriel. Thank you so very much, our great doctor, the only survivor of that aircraft. I happen to have heard this testimony when it happened and how God brought him out. In fact, I looked forward to this like never before. I canceled appointment to be here. Now, listen, people, Atlanta is going to be lit. When I mean lit, it will be lit. You're coming at a time where the weather is not too cold, it's not too hot, it's just fantastic. Now, the company is taking us to the biggest aquarium, which you can't come to Atlanta and not go for such rides. You're going to that aquarium. And I didn't see Coca-Cola, I didn't see CNN. I said, you know what? We're going to have a tour of the Coca-Cola company where you have to be able to taste every kind of Coke in the world. German Coke, Nigerian Coke. When you taste it, you know the difference. Now, when we leave there, we're going to CNN. We're going to sit somewhere in between, and we're going to have a Wealth Hub trading where we're going to make this money for our shopping. You paid your tickets to be here. You will have fun trading, have fun withdrawing your money, have fun going shopping on other people's money, because they will call trade for you and you collect your money and go. Between now and October, those of us that are already here who are learning how to tap to trade and all of that right now, by then you'll be able to do your analysis. And guess what? We will have Chairman Uriel on ground. We have Champepe on ground. We have Dr. Love on ground. You have me on, you have many of us on ground who know how we must catch one trade, and all of us will go places. And at the end, coming to Atlanta will be like coming to America. Before we even go for the general convention, we would have had our mini convention, we would have had our dinner. We dine while we earn. We have fun while we earn. Whatever we're doing, we're going to have it before the main convention. So by the time we go there, and we are Africans, we flaunt what we have. By the time we all appear in our very special African attire, guess what? They'll be like, who are these that fly like the eagle, according to the Bible? We will be saying, oh, we are members of the Wealth Hub. Now, all you need to do is ensure that you are here. If you have the visas to be here, fine. If you want to join the travel and the travel that we just set up, let us know so that we'll begin to plan for you. We can only plan for people we know. We can't plan for people we don't know. Everything about America is planning. If we don't know you're coming, we can't plan for you. We can't have you on a seat. Going into Coca-Cola, we need to be together. Going into CNN, those guys you see on the news, you'll be able to interact with them. But if we don't plan, we will not get inside. It's not like Nigeria that you know somebody. You have to know the right thing to do. So by the grace of God, October after the convention, somebody said, will you help get visas? We've been announcing, saying, let us know who you are so that we can add your name to the list for the company to send you an invitation letter. What we don't know, we can't work with. So we want to advise everybody here tonight. You want to be in the convention in Atlanta in October. You need to let Champepe know right now so that we coordinate everything together. As we are coordinating the May trip, we're also coordinating that, and everybody knows what to come with or what not to come with. And we're sure going to have fun while we end. God bless you, Chairman Uriel. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my dream for Wealth Hub. Come, I'll be your host. I live here. I'm willing to. If you want to eat a goosey soup, come, you go shop and tire. Now, Stash, you want shop at full grant. You make myself inside the banga soup. God bless you. See you when you come.
Right, so Dr. Dupe Osai will be hosting our World Hub out there in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. And for you, someone is asking about visa. Yeah, we're making visa arrangements for our members. But the first step is that you've got to be a member of Dream Trips. You've got to be a member of Dream Trips. So you've got to enroll into our CashX with a trade and travel membership. That is the first step. All right. We call it trade and travel. You're earning money on your smartphone while you are on vacation. You know that Nigerians and Africans are 95% of us don't go on vacation. We work year to year. The only vacation we take is Christmas, where we go to our villages. All right. But you see, it is said that in the next 5 years, your life will be an average of 3 things: the books you read, the people you meet, and the places you travel to. Some of us have had a different experience tonight by just meeting Dr. Dala Alfonso. All right? Books that you're going to read will change your life, and we do all of that in World Hub. Next Sunday, we're going to have another amazing guest. Every Sunday, we have amazing guests, bringing knowledge, bringing practical information that are transformational and they are life-changing. All right. So with that being said, superstars on the call, get back to the person who sent you this link. You can be part of the trip to Greece. All you need to do to be part of the trip to Greece tonight at a discounted rate: hotel, feeding, airport lounge, VIP treatment, airport pickup, drop-off, all that, everything for $400 is a no-brainer. All you've got to do is get back to the person who put you on this call, get back to the person who gave you this link, sign up to AkashX on the Dream Trips, AkashX and Dream Trips. You come in as a Dream Trip member, and that entitles you to that. And of course, again, let me tell you something that will blow your mind. You don't even have to pay for the Greece vacation from your pocket. All right. Right here in AkashX, I've earned money to pay. I've earned money to pay for my Greece vacation, not just for myself, for even 6 members of my family. All right. So tonight, today, I decided to pay for one of my cousins. I decided to pay from the money I've already earned. I decided to pay for one of my cousins to be part of the trip, and all that. We're going to show you how you can earn money right here that you don't even, just by being a member of our CashX, a member of our Dream Trips, you don't even have to pay from your pocket. We can show you how to earn the money here, and it's amazing. All right, so with that being said, get back to the person who gave you this link, get back to the person who put you on this call, get yourself started, not now, but right now. 10 a.m. tomorrow, you want to be a part of the live trading session so you can see practically how the foreign exchange market works. Thanks for jumping on the call. Do have a great week ahead of you. Bye-bye and God bless.